You know what I hate about dating in your 30s? Besides everything, when a man asks you out repetitively for a year and a half, over and over and over again.
Right, so I'm 30 years old. And one thing I noticed about dating in your 30s, you have two choices. You can either one, be single forever, or two, be a stepdad.
You know, after watching some TikToks, I have to say, I am really thankful that I am no longer dating at all. Thank God I am out of that nightmare, especially because I'm in my 30s. When you're in your 30s and you're dating, especially nowadays with today's technology and today's standards, you're going to have a hard time. I don't know how else to put it. I'm not talking specifically about men or women. I'm talking about both. This is a horrible era for dating, especially because of the apps. But we're going to discuss it in today's video. Also react to a bunch of people who are reacting to their life as people dating in their 30s. 30s and dating. Whew. That's a rough one.
Right, so I'm 30 years old. And one thing I noticed about dating in your 30s, you have two choices. You can either one, be single forever, or two, be a stepdad. But let me tell you something. The older you get, the harder it is to find a woman that's around your age that doesn't have kids. Don't get me wrong, they out here, but it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. But here's the thing though, say if I do find a woman that's around the same age as me that doesn't have kids, we probably ain't having our first kid till like probably fucking 4 or 5 years later. Cause I'm not rushing being a parent. I'm not rushing. I know it's not an easy task. It's like the older I get, the more I realize I'm like, damn, I'm having my first child at 35. When they turn 10, I'll be 45. By the time they get out of the house, I'll be pushing 60. I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking.
He's not really overthinking. He's actually thinking about it very logically and rationally. A lot of people don't do that, unfortunately, and that's why they end up being single in their 30s. Hey, you know, maybe that's your prerogative. Nothing wrong with that. Honestly, I was still dating into my 30s before I met my wife, and ultimately when I met her, that was it. And I was thankful enough to hang up my jacket and say, you know, we're done. That's my dating jacket. I'm going to hang that up forever because I don't want to ever enter the dating market ever again. Oh my God, it's brutal, especially after watching some of these.
You know what I hate about dating in your 30s? Besides everything, when a man asks you out repetitively for a year and a half, over and over and over again, and you say no every single time. You say no, you say no, you say no. Then finally, he asks you again, and you're like, you know what? We want the same things. Maybe I should lower my standards a little bit and go out with you. What's the worst that could happen? Let's see if we have anything in common. So you go, you start dating, you have lots of things in common. This is great. He pursued you for a year and a half. What could go wrong? Except that he's like every other disgusting man in the world and tells you at the end, nobody's treated me so good the way that you have, except I'm not ready for a relationship. The fuck do you mean you're not ready for a relationship? You pursued me for a year and a half. You asked me out all the time, every which way, and now you're not ready for a relationship, even though you said, oh, well, when you meet my family, oh, well, when we go to this concert together, oh, well, when we go over there, oh, well, when what? When nothing. You meant nothing that you said. No men mean anything that they ever say, and all men are the exact same, no matter if you lower your standards, higher your standards, it doesn't even matter, because they're all the same. They are all trash.
Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of people who end up feeling this way, and that's one of the reasons why dating in your 30s and just in general, the longer you date, the more jaded people become, the more callous people become, and honestly, the more people are set in their ways. You know, there's a reason why some people end up single in their 30s. Sometimes it's not their choice, but sometimes it is their choice, and ultimately this is the pathway that they've carved for themselves, and it's a pretty brutal one.
I have a theory as to why dating in your 30s as a woman is so difficult. And again, this is my theory. It's backed by the very small data points that I've collected throughout my dating tenure so far. And I have this theory that men in their 30s, a lot of them, are not serious about dating. And that is because when they're in their 20s, they're grinding, building a life, building a career. And that might be the time when they are interested in marriage, where they're able to come together with somebody else that is building and grinding with the goal to build and grind together. But then the men that are left over get to their 30s and the building and grinding is starting to pay off and they have money. And now they are single in their 30s with money. That is a completely different lifestyle that a lot of men, I don't think, want to get rid of. And so I think they kind of come into this new world of being a successful guy in their 30s, not wanting to let that slip away. So they're on the dating apps using them as like a tool just to meet women for the fun of it and whatever they can get out of it without the actual intention of being serious and actually wanting to settle down. Now, as they start to get towards the very tail end of their 30s and teeter over into their 40s, that's when they start to get worn out on this practice that they've started in their 30s, and then they start to become serious and want to settle down. Obviously, I'm way overgeneralizing and lumping a lot of people into a couple categories, but I've gone on dates with men who have said, I didn't even think I wanted to get married until I hit 39 or 40. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, shoot, I should probably try to meet somebody now. And meanwhile, I'm dating guys who are 36, 37, and they're like, not serious, not serious, not serious. They aren't serious about following up on dates, or they're just, hey, I'm not looking for anything serious. And so this sort of pattern is just what's being demonstrated to me, like I said, in my dating tenure. So I think that's why dating as a woman in your 30s is such a challenge, is we just have a bunch of men out here running around who are successful and making money and not ready to tie themselves down right now. I think as women, we need to either drop our age range way down, or we need to kind of really look for those serious guys, 39, 40, etc., who haven't been married yet. Just my theory.
Yeah, but you're also looking at a very small pool of guys who've never been married yet, and they're like 39, 40. There's a reason why some of these guys who are in their mid-30s don't want anything that serious. It's probably because they've been through all of that, right? Like, they've already been married and all that, and now they want something completely different. And unfortunately, if you're someone who doesn't want someone who has a history or past, it's kind of difficult to date anyone when you're in your 30s, right? It's really hard.
In your 30s becomes literally just like looking for a breeding partner. Like, it's like you're going to a sperm donor bank and like lining up the genetics and just like choosing who you want to be your future children's dad. Like, you've already been through all the cute stages in your 20s, like saying I love you and going on your like first dates and trips together. Like, I don't want to meet your parents. Like, I do, but like, it's not cute anymore. Like, and then like waiting for the milestones and like falling and like seeing what happens. Like, no, are our kids gonna turn out cute? Are they gonna be smart, athletic? Like, are we gonna like make a good couple and like last forever? And like, then I'll get to know you and like, hopefully, you know, we get along great and like it lasts forever. But first things first, like, again, it's just not cute anymore. Like, but you never settle. You never settle. It's not like before where you go in blindly.
So essentially, it's more of like you're in a job interview and you're trying to get that full-time employment, that job that will ultimately promote you, and that promotion will be to start a family. And it is interesting. I think as we get older, when it comes to dating, people get more calculated and they start thinking of the bigger picture, and sometimes love is kind of missed, you know, and people become more practical about the way that they date. And that's why ultimately, if you're someone who's like a hopeless romantic, it's probably really, really difficult for you to be dating in your 30s, because, you know, it's like the illusion is gone. We see each other for who we really are. It's like, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Let's see if we can have some dinner on this table. Weird metaphor, I know, but leave your thoughts about this video down below in the comment section, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.